Hello, welcome to my video. I'm going to be giving a tour of my Minecraft world I've had for about a year now. All of this was built in survival mode, mostly by myself. I've had friends build their own houses, but for the most part this is all me. So I thought I might record a video and show off what I made so far. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. There you go, now you have a proper view. So yeah, let's get started. So one thing you'll notice is that I have a resource pack on which enables ray tracing. I'll leave a link in the description to the website that I got it off of. You just download it off of Planet Minecraft. And yeah, I made a video about it a little while ago. It is outdated now, so this is the update to it. Because the old review, every problem that I had with the resource pack is completely fixed. So yeah, let's get going. So yeah, I guess I'll show you the village. Just through here, this is a forest I planted. All these trees are planted by me. Back over there, there's a bridge with a path back to the spawn point. And here is my first house that I lived in. Every other house that I lived in was just a villager house that I built. This is the first house that was mine. I have no idea why the chests look like that. It's never done that before. You'll see up there, there's a redstone lantern with a daylight sensor on top that turns on at night. I added that because in an older version of the resource pack, torches didn't give off much light at all, so that was the way I fixed it, was just having that turn on at night. And it makes it look really cool from the outside too. You'll notice there's just chickens everywhere around this island. That is because I have this little chicken coop over here, and every time I open the door to pick up the eggs or to pick up any raw chicken, like 10 of them get out. I just sort of let them just explore the place and just live there. Up here is one of the two buildings that have been made by other people. This one was made by my brother. The only changes that I made was these windows and the glowstone. Other than that, it was all done by him. Anyway, let's move on to the town. This bridge is my own design, built by me. You can probably tell because it's pretty ugly. If you look over there, you've got the lighthouse. There's nothing in there, it's just meant to look pretty. Here is my animal farm. There are way too many animals in here, I just realized. Over here is a booth where you can buy maps. Usually there's a cartographer there, but I guess that cow's just the cartographer for today. All the buildings have full interior, but I guess I'll just show you the town, and I'll show off the interiors of the buildings that look the coolest. This church is probably my favourite one out of all of them. I'll show that in just a second. So the very first thing that I did is, as soon as I spawned, I just started wandering until I found a cool biome, and I found this mountain with cherry blossoms on it. And up here, I just started mining and getting resources. Yeah, and that's how I got started. Originally, I was going to make the interior a lot more grand. That's why the ceilings are high, and I tried starting making cool staircases, but it never really ended up going anywhere. And the mine over here just sort of ran out of resources by the time I was finished, so I just moved on to somewhere else. Over here is the first house I ever built. It's pretty ugly. But, you know, I was just still figuring out all the building techniques and stuff. This was like a year ago too. The only changes I've ever made to this building since I built it was I added glowstone to the ceiling, and that was it. Then I built this one, and then I built this one, then this blacksmith. I made it so inside of this house it's got a little bonsai. Then I built this library, which is where I set up my first farm and enchantment table. And that was the point where I started bringing in villagers from a village nearby. The ray tracing with the glass looks really cool. It's probably my favorite part of the building. Yeah, it looks really cool. This one probably took me 2 weeks, maybe a month to build. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's probably my favorite building in the whole village. Then I built this building just to fill up some space. Then I built that one, and then I moved on over here. Then I built my animal pen, and then this building, which I'm pretty proud of. Also, if you can't tell, bee hives and honey are my main food source in this world. It's just because it's quick and easy, and I don't have to put much effort into getting more of it. Over here is my bulletin board. Over here is the house that really started my village expanding in all directions. The inside of this is the same as when I built it. Over here, this building is sort of supposed to be an Italian-style building. The inside of it's got a smoker and a couple of beds. This is also one of my favorite buildings in the village. I used mostly pistons for this house to give the appearance of wooden supports. Over here we've got the shed, and right next to it we've got the graveyard. All of the graves represent a villager that's died, though I have no idea who the potato is supposed to be for. Here is the wizard's shop. It's mostly my own design, the building part, though having the idea of a tower attached to it, I got that idea off the internet, if I'm being completely honest. I saw a cool design, and I just sort of went with it. Over here is a inn that my friend helped me build. Also this house over here, the entire floor, is made out of furnaces, because I did not have enough storage for the amount of cobblestone I had at this point. This blacksmith is my own design. Over here is a minecart system that I never got around to finishing. Again, every building in this village is fully furnished. These two buildings next to each other are based off a Lego set I just have laying around. This building over here is where you get your banners. Over here is where my cocoa bean farm is. And down here is a full recreation of the classic style of village. All except for this building here. Although it is the old style of how people used to build chimneys. Over here I have a blacksmith with fireplaces instead of lava. Over here we have the library. Over here is a church, though trees covering it for some reason. I've got to get rid of that later. And the back of this house has a facade, so it blends in better. Now I'll show you up here to probably the coolest part of the village. Over here we have the hotel. Here are some buildings and a tree with some glowstone set up. It looks really cool at night, I'll show you in a second. Once it becomes nighttime. I actually had to carve into the mountain for these buildings. They were designed to cover up the mountainside and make it look really cool from far away too. This building over here with the really cool view is a cafe. Over here is one of my latest buildings. It was just meant to fill up space and, hide all the rock from the side of the mountain. The inside is a bit empty. I'm still working on filling it up with stuff, but I think it looks really cool. Oh, and also, look at how weird the refraction looks on the glass. Nice, I really like that. And this building was made when they brought out shelves. If you can't tell, it is literally called the Birch Shelf Inn, and it is mostly made out of shelves. Because I thought they looked really cool. These two buildings here are the last buildings in this direction. Oh, and the upstairs of this house has a recreation of the layout of my bedroom, in case you are curious. I don't know why you would be, but there you go. Oh, and here is a river I made with a lake. I still need to fix up all of the issues with the water not being flat, I guess. And over here we have a cave and a windmill. This is where I get all my food. It has sugarcane and wheat on the inside. Here is the inside. I never run out of sugarcane. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll just quickly show off some of the different locations at night, and that'll be it.